What's going on, guys? Miha here. And in today's video, I wanted to talk a bit about branding your business, branding your freelance business, and how, at least in my experience, it's much better than trying to work on portals like Freelancer or UpWork, because it enables you to basically get your own clients, build your own brand awareness, help your clients recommend you to their affiliates or their associates or their business partners, so they basically will be able to order your services, and how it's much better to build your own brand and build your own customer base so you can really get your creative career going and have a good time in the freelance world. So why is branding so important? Branding is very important. So first let's talk a bit about why branding is important, then we'll jump to the computer and I'll show you my brand for animated videos and basically my website and what I've created and all of that. But before we do that, let's talk a bit about why branding is important and why I think it's a good way to start your freelance career, or maybe to switch from working as just an ordinary freelancer or just a small freelancer on an UpWork or Freelancer or portals like that, and basically create your own brand or maybe create your own personal brand. So when you start branding yourself as a business, you basically have two options. You can brand yourself as your own name, so you can create a portfolio and or on Behance or something like that. Put your work there and brand yourself as a sole freelancer, as a one-man person, as a one-person gig who actually creates creative work. That can be graphic design or animations or any kind of that stuff. Or you can brand yourself as a brand. Now, in my case, that is Startup Explainer, startupexplainer.com. I've basically created this brand because I like to work with startups and companies in the tech industry and basically create animations for them and also some infographics, but mostly animations that help them present their products and services to their clients. That's why I've chosen the name Startup Explainer. So before you choose your name, it's always good to maybe think about your target audience. So for example, if you don't know who your target audience is, the best way is to just take a look at your past clients, see who they are, what kind of work you've done for them, and then create a brand that basically resonates with that target audience. For me, that is Startup Explainer, because I create basically explainer animations or explainer videos, and I do that for startups, so I've chosen a name like that. I could always choose something like, I don't know, Startup Animation Studio or something like that. But you get the idea. Do something that basically resonates with your target audience. And it's also good to maybe have what you do in the name of the brand. So for example, you can, if you create animations, you can create a brand like, I don't know, Fantastic Animations or Infographic Animations, or maybe Infographics Animated, or I don't know. But something that resonates with your target audience. Then the next thing to do is to create a website. Basically, first you need to create a logo, so your brand will be recognizable. If you don't know how to create a logo, or if you're not exactly a graphic designer, you can outsource that and or have a friend do it for you. It's not actually that expensive, so basically anyone can afford that. Or just go to a template website, download a logo and buy it there and use it for your own brand. So once you have that, it's good to have a website. Now, you don't have to create a website that's too much. All that you need to do is have your own domain, have your own website and your portfolio hosted there, and that's basically enough, so that when you get in touch with potential new clients, like I've talked about in the previous videos, when you basically get in touch with them and offer them your services, they can go to your website, look at your work, and if you have a brand, it just makes you look more legit. You know, you look like a business instead of instead of just one individual who's working on their projects, and that really helps when you want to price your projects, that helps bring your prices up, and also helps your customers or clients remember you and remember your brand. And basically, it's much easier for them to, it's also much more professional if they recommend you to their business partners, where they say, okay, yeah, yes, we have this really cool animation that Startup Explainer did for us. Get in touch with them, and they're really professional, and they will help you create what you need created. So that's good. Also, it's much better than, this sounds much better than if they say, yeah, I have the right guy for you, you know? You don't want to be a guy or a girl, you want to be a brand. You want to be a business that creates stuff. Like, in my case, creative stuff that can be anything from graphic design or animations or 3D rendering or games or whatever, but you have to have a brand. It's basically much easier and also makes you look much more professional. Now, don't be worried. If you're a single person working on projects, it doesn't matter. You have a brand. Because, for example, if we look at branding yourself or your own business versus branding versus Freelancer or UpWork, basically when people outsource, when companies or people outsource work to Freelancer or UpWork, they recommend to their business partners, hey, who did that for you? Yeah, we found this really cheap gig on Freelancer or Upwork.com, and basically we got that done there for really cheap. Now, you don't want to get a name like you're a really cheap and affordable person who does work on Upwork. That's why I think branding is really important, and I've been doing these animations for 4 years now, and it's really much better than trying to get work on Upwork or anywhere else. So let's jump right to the computer and take a look at my brand and basically what I do. And hopefully you will get an idea of how you can brand your own services and start offering them to clients. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at my brand for animated videos and basically what my website looks like. So it's Startup Explainer, startupexplainer.com. Just let it load up. And here it is. Basically really simple. I have my own logo here, Startup Explainer, the logo. Wait, let me just zoom this out a bit. Okay, it's going good. Great. And some copyright here, like, so you have an idea, we'll help you explain it to the world. At Startup Explainer, we create short animated videos that help you engage your audience fast. Basically, a quick call to action, so if you click on the Get in Touch, you will go to the Get a Free Quote form here, if basically clients are interested off the bat. But if we go back up, we have a little bit of some information about why video is good, to explain your products and services, and why animated video is good for software products, mobile apps and startups basically. And I have a couple of pieces from my portfolio here. So for example, if we click on, let's click on Rank Tracker, you can just click here.
Are you aware of your site's search engine rankings? When people search for your service on Google, they are much more likely to make a purchase than by using any other advertising method. Being able to see how your website is performing on search engines is essential for understanding what actions are necessary for your online business to grow.
My portfolio is really simple, because when clients go on your website, you basically get in touch with them and you send them a link to your website. They want to see like what you do and basically what kind of work you do. So they can just click on any video here and just take a look at some of my past work. They can also click on View More on Vistia, and it will take them to my, I use a custom video hosting platform, that's Vistia. I really like Vistia because it really doesn't use compression on your work like YouTube or even Vimeo uses some compression. And I found that my videos actually work the best on Vistia. They look more crisp and more professional basically. So if they click on a video here, they can also...
Initial coin offerings, it's a gap between the
portfolio. And then a couple of testimonials from my past clients, so you can basically now keep in mind that these are real testimonials. I don't like using fake testimonials because clients that are really professional will see right through that, and these are also real people that I've basically worked for. Also, some of the companies, logos that I've worked for, these are also real companies that I've used, that I've worked for in the past. I also still work with a couple of them. So it's always a better idea if you don't have a lot of past clients, just use those. Don't use fake testimonials or fake logos, because if a client, that's basically most of my clients are smart, and they will see right through that. So really make sure to use your real work and your real clients that you worked for in the past. So if a client asks you, hey, we're basically, that happened also to me, hey, we're considering working with you, but we'd really need to do a background check on you, you can basically point them to a company that you've worked for and get them contact there, and they can basically ask them if they were satisfied with your work. And if your clients are good, if your past clients were satisfied with your work, they will have no problem recommending you or giving a good word for you. So you basically just look more legit. Then I have some more copyright on why it's good to have a video of 60 or 90 second explainer video on the website. Basically what you get a free quote, and that's basically it. I also like Drift. If we look here in the lower right corner, that's basically a plugin that you can use. It's I think it's drift.com. You can implement it in your website, and if a client comes to my website and they just write a message here, I get a message on my phone and I can start a conversation with them right away. So it's a really good way to help build social proof and be more responsive with your clients. And in today's world, that's just the way it is. You have to be responsive and get the client where they're still, get the client interested and answer their questions while they're interested in your work. You don't want them to have 3 days or more time to basically choose somebody else. So that's it. Drift really works wonders. It's a really good plugin. I can't recommend it enough. Also, then I have, if we click some of my clients, if we click on the team, I have some information about who we basically are, who our team is. Not too much, just a little bit. So clients can actually see that I have a team to basically work on animations, but and also I have some on process and pricing. You can see here's the typical project timeline, so clients can get a good idea of what I do and how long it takes to create a video and all that stuff. I don't have prices on the website because I really like to know in advance. Before I get a quote, I've also talked about that in a couple of my previous videos. Before I actually create a quote on a project, I need to have some information like who the video is for, what kind of a client it is, if I actually really want to work with them, what kind of product the video will be for. So once I get all that information, I basically create a quote for them, and then we talk more about how the project will go. So that's basically it. Also, another get in touch here. You really want to have a lot of call to action and a simple form here, so people can just send an email or get in touch with you as fast as they can, so you can be responsive. So that's basically it. The website is really clean and simple. You don't have to go overboard with this. It's really nothing overly designed or something like that, just simple. All the information that the client needs to get in touch with me or to get interested in working with me, like the portfolio and who I am and basically who my team is. Also, don't be worried if you don't have a team. Just write some information about you. Also, it's a good idea to maybe have a link to your LinkedIn profile. If we take a look at my LinkedIn profile, I've talked about that in, okay, not this, but linkedin.com. If we take a look at my LinkedIn profile, you will see that I'm the founder of Startup Explainer. I also have like really a lot of connections. If you click on my network here, you'll see that I have 839 connections. These are all real connections, by the way. They are not actually connections that I paid somebody to get with me. This is a LinkedIn profile that I've built through my that I basically built throughout a couple of years. And if clients click on me and check me out on LinkedIn, they will see that I'm legit, and I really have worked with a couple of serious people in the past, and I also have a good social proof, helps build social proof, which is also really important when you're getting in touch with clients in online, because there are a lot of online scams. So people are really aware of that, and they want to work with people who are legit. So that's basically it. In short, if you want to find out more, feel free to check out my website and my brand. But that's basically it. This is my brand. I don't have an UpWork profile. I basically had a Behance profile with a couple of my portfolio work up there, but this is my website. This is what I use when I get in touch with clients. I send them a link to my website and to a couple of my projects, and they can take a look at my portfolio, see that I do okay work, and basically that's all that you need to get your clients interested, to give them an idea of who you are and what you can provide for them, and that's it. So I really can't recommend this enough. Think about creating your own brand, basically your own website. You can also use website templates if you don't know how to design or code one yourself, or you can ask a friend or outsource it for really cheaply and get it done, and then get in touch with clients, start getting in touch with clients, and hopefully you will be able to get some really nice projects with your new website and your new branding. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I know this video was a bit longer, but I hope the information was helpful. I hope it gave you a good insight of how I brand my business, what I do, and how may hopefully help you think in the way of creating your own brand and getting your own clients instead of working on Upwork and just working for low rates there. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching again. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.